poppin', family? Hope everybody day, night, whatever it is for you going according to plan, man. Word up. And if not, I hope it get there. ASAP. ASAP. For real, man. Hope everybody good. Hope everybody mental, your peace, your space is A1 and it's valid. And you're doing whatever you can to try to progress and keep it, sturdy. That's all that matters, man. Especially for these people, which the outspoken people, because it's usually be the outspoken people that's going through the most things because they don't know how to. Not always, and it depends on the situation, but usually outspoken people, they're not afraid to speak on what's bothering them. They're not afraid to speak on what it is. They're not afraid to tell you the truth. They're not afraid to, be themselves. And it's crazy, but a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like outspoken people. I love it. I endure it because I'm kind of outspoken, but at the same time, I have, a little boundaries, I guess. But I know a lot of people who do not have no boundaries and are really outspoken who do not care about the consequences because they really standing on what they feel is right. And I have no problem with that, and I respect that to the max. But you also got to understand, and you also got to know that everything that you do stand for come with consequences. So you got to be willing and ready and willing to, really just take it all into consideration and hold it down to the best of your ability. Because when you stand on something, and I know this shit crazy, but when you stand on something, people don't like that shit. When you refuse to bend over and put yourself on the back burner and not put yourself first and not love yourself first and not put you in a position to be great, people don't like that. When you outspoken and when you don't like something and somebody know they doing something wrong and somebody know they doing something they shouldn't be doing and you speak on it, people don't like that. When you say something that they know is right, and maybe they didn't even know the answer to something. Like when the teacher used to say something, and the nigga used to raise their hand dead fast, and the motherfucker hated, looking all crazy because you know the answer, but because you put yourself in that position to be able to do that. I don't mind being outspoken because not only am I just being outspoken and speaking on things that don't got nothing to do with me, and I'm just loud and wrong, but I'm only speaking on things that have something to do with my well-being or someone I love well-being. But at the same time, I'm doing my research so I can be correct and politically correct as possible with whatever I'm speaking on. So when I'm being outspoken, it's not me being ignorant, belligerent or, obnoxious. It's just me standing on what I believe and standing on my morals as a man, as a person, as a father, as somebody who I am. I cannot let nobody else's life or their decision making or what they feel like will hurt me dictate how I move, how I feel, what my life will be like, and how hard I work to achieve what I want to achieve. It won't happen. I'm going to be outspoken. I'm not going to never bite my tongue to nobody when you feel like I should be biting my tongue because it's your way or the highway. I dive in your shit. You heard? I really dive in your shit because that's not right. And you don't treat people who don't treat you like that. You heard? When you asking for something and when you doing things for people and nobody's giving you no back talk, even if they do give you a little back talk because it's a continuous thing and they still do it, nobody want to hear all the extra that you come with because you're the one that's being provided for, especially if you grown. You cannot hate people and no matter what position that you're in. You can be making the most money at this place that you're doing or whatever you're doing. You cannot hate or be envious or be jealous of the person that's outspoken because they know what they want and they know how they want to be treated. No matter if they could be the bottom of the barrel to you, make this much compared to you. Respect the consideration. You can't be that outspoken, or even me, I can't be that outspoken no matter what I stand on or believe in not be able to listen to another person that's outspoken, and because they got different beliefs and different understandings to what they got going on in their life. You really have to be understanding to all aspects. And this is what's the journey. This is the journey. This is what everybody going through. This is what even if you don't think it, it's inevitable. Because you have to be outspoken sometimes. Life will force you to be outspoken in some instances. And you won't be able to avoid it. A lot of people try to avoid the conflict, but sometimes it's better to just unleash. Sometimes it's better to, at the same time, think. But just know, like, okay, I'm about to just turn up the notch a little bit because they thinking I really can't get out my body, but I'm gonna show them a little bit, not the full, because then, I'm gonna put myself in another predicament that I'm gonna have to work harder to get out of. I'm not gonna do that unless I got to. What I'm gonna do is show you a little bit. And if that don't work, then I'm gonna escalate it. But with thinking at all times. At all times, just strategic planning, not just with, people trying to, do something to you, but in life in general, with your career, your children, your relationship, everything in your life has to be strategic planning, because if not, it's a chaos. And some things good do rise within chaos, but that's rare. And why would you want that? Because that's still trauma based, you know? So being outspoken is a great thing. But while you being outspoken, know what you're talking about. Do your research. Make sure you can't nobody use no ammo against you for nothing. Put yourself in the position to be as great as possible. And even if you're not, at least know what you're talking about if you're gonna be outspoken, man. I love it.